What if I told you're pulling your Stilosa shot at the wrong moment? When this green light turns on, I measured 109 degrees Celsius inside the puck. But if you start brewing when the light goes off, the water hits the coffee at 87 degrees. Same machine, same coffee, same grind size. A 22-degree difference just by changing timing. And that difference is more than enough to push your shot into bitterness. This explains why so many Stilosa owners grind coarser, extract faster, and still taste bitterness. The problem isn't your beans, it's timing. And I was doing the same thing. I was brewing when the light turned on, assuming that was the sweet spot designed by the manufacturer. But it isn't. In this video, I'll show you how the temperature actually cycles inside the boiler, what happens inside the puck during extraction, and the simple rule you can follow to get consistent shots even without a PID. Let's look at what's really happening. When the green light turns on, even though it's saying I'm ready, the thermostat cuts the power, but the heating element still has thermal inertia. The boiler keeps climbing. It peaks at 111 degrees. Then it takes around 8 minutes to cool down to 97 degrees and activate the heating element again. But here's the key. With the machine fully preheated, there's about a 30-second window between brewing at 87 degrees and brewing at 109 degrees. 30 seconds. That's the difference between balanced and bitter. Now, let's talk about what really matters, the temperature in the puck. Scenario 1, brewing when the light goes off. 5 seconds after starting the shot, headspace filled, temperature stabilized. I measured 87.4 degrees. The temperature rose slightly, stabilized around the low 90s, with only about 7 degrees of variation. Very reasonable, stable enough for most coffees. Scenario 2, brewing when the light goes on. 5 seconds after starting the shot, I measured 109.1 degrees in the puck. It barely changed, it stayed hot, and even at its lowest point, it never dropped below 98.9 degrees. That's simply too hot for espresso. Scenario 3, brewing at peak boiler temperature, 111 degrees. The puck started above 107 degrees and had even larger variation, worse than scenario 2 and clearly not ideal. So, what should you do if you don't have a PID? Once I saw these numbers, I could not unsee it. So it's very simple. Don't pull your shot when the green light turns on. Pull it when the green light turns off, or wait about 5 to 10 seconds after it turns off. That's your sweet spot. If you miss that window and the light turns on again, you have two options. Wait for the full cycle, which can take 8 to 14 minutes, or flush briefly to bring the temperature down while the green light is still on. You want the temperature to stabilize in the boiler, then wait for the light to go off and brew your shot. But that reduces consistency. The most repeatable method is timing the light going off. If you want higher temperatures, here's a good rule of thumb. After the green light goes off, the temperature in the puck increases roughly 1 to 2 degrees per second. Not perfectly precise, but manageable with practice. Now, for transparency, I installed a PID and thermocouple in the boiler, but only as a thermometer. The thermostat was still in control. So this is exactly how the machine behaves in stock form. Then I placed the thermocouple in the portafilter with real coffee and simulated extractions to measure the temperature inside the puck. The coffee was ground to produce about 40 grams in 20 seconds, a faster extraction which makes temperature instability more visible. Also, don't brew right after turning the machine on. Even if it reaches 103 degrees quickly, the portafilter and group are still cold. Give it at least 10 minutes to preheat. A quick side note, the Stilosa loses about 14 degrees in 8 to 14 minutes. Guide a classic E24, 4 to 5 minutes. That's great energy efficiency. Now, if you want true consistency, better workflow, and no guessing around thermostat cycles, the real game changer is a PID mod. And in the next video, I'll show you step by step how to install one on this Stilosa. If this helped you understand your machine better, consider subscribing because we're just getting started with optimizing this little espresso machine. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Ciao!